guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and today I have two special guests with me from Poly. So, could each of you respectively just give the viewers your full name, your title, and what it is that you do at Poly?
I'm Aaron Engineering. I'm one of our service provider managers in North America, handling some of our largest relationships with service providers.
And Prince, good to be with you. My name's Clint Edwards, and I'm Vice President of our Solution Architect team that supports service providers and our alliances.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you both for being here and for answering my questions. It's not only a pleasure to speak with Poly, but it's also nice to meet you guys for the first time after working
Likewise,
with you
yeah.
for so long.
In person's great.
Yep. In person is always better than digital, especially these days, post 2020. Okay, so let's talk about headsets. In the previous year or so, you guys released a series of Poly headset models, which, in my opinion, are game changers in the headset arena. Can you speak a little bit on the Poly Voyager Focus 2 in regards to how it was received in the market and what types of new and innovative technology that specific headset uses compared to Poly headsets of the past?
I mean, one of the things people have really loved about the new Voyager Focus 2 is how comfortable it is.
Yeah.
There's always amazes me how the engineers will spend so much time just trying to make the band on the top sort of feel just right, and the ear, how it hits the ears, does it block out the sound that you want, but it's still comfortable and not too much pressure, and I think they really nailed it with the Voyager Focus 2. It is really comfortable.
Okay.
And then if you want to geek out a little bit, it has something that's called hybrid ANC. And what we've done is taken our noise cancellation and just really put it on steroids. It does a fantastic job of blocking out the noises that are coming from behind you by a combination of its additional microphones that we put on it and some new technology that really just takes that out. So when you're speaking, no matter what chaos is around you, it disappears for the user on the other side.
Awesome.
Yeah, that headset and the Voyager 4300 are both the two first wireless headsets to have acoustic vents on them, which to me is the game changer. I mean, we did a Top Golf event with a partner last week, and there was loud music speakers overhead, and I was on a planning call for this event, and I was showing the team, I was like, hey, are you guys hearing this noise above me? They didn't hear a thing. And so I love that headset. I love the title of our headsets being Focus. When you want to get in a zone, you just get right into that zone with the Voyager Focus headsets. That's my go-to headset for almost every call now.
Awesome. And I will say, that literally is one of the most comfortable, most plush headsets that I've got in the studio. And I've got dozens of headsets that I've laid my hands on and had the pleasure of reviewing. And that thing is super comfortable. Like you said, not just on the ears, but also on the top. And it also has really good noise cancellation technology as well. So now I want to shift to IP phones. While the VBX series of phones is still well loved and favored by the Poly community, you guys have also the newer CCX series and the just newly released Poly Edge series. Can you tell me a little bit about who or what type of business specifically the CCX and the Edge series cater to separately, respectively?
We're seeing the CCX being deployed in enterprise kind of deployments, and really with our service providers that have their application, they're taking their application, putting it on an Android operating system of our CCX, and that's really the experience that we're going for, is that whatever you see on your mobile device, when you come in to use a more traditional desktop phone, you're getting that same experience. So you're seeing some of our top service providers like Zoom and Ring Central and others porting their application onto the CCX phone. It's also an open SIP device too, so it could just be, I call it a VVX on steroids at times, but it's for that person who says, okay, I want a touchscreen device. So we're seeing executives, we're seeing enterprises, but the real use case for that phone is where you see an application being used on the device, and that's where our service providers are deploying it.
I got a question about that before we move to the same question about the Edge series. So you're telling me that you could put your mobile app for your respective UCaaS provider on that phone, and essentially, is it kind of work like that, where you have the same experience on the mobile app and on your cell phone?
Yes.
It's seamless.
So, and it's not what they're typically saying is they don't put exactly the same app on that.
I got you.
But it is Android, and so what they can do is they adapt what's on their mobile phone.
The desk phone
and then they'll create a version for the desk phone that fills the screen right, and also takes advantage of the other keys and mute buttons and
That's
other
actually
things that
better
are
than
on
what I was
that.
thinking then. Yeah,
So
that's
there's
better.
some customization. When we first released the CCX, it was heavily used and continues to be heavily used by Microsoft Teams users because Teams wants to only have an app running on the phone.
Yep.
So we've been able to do that. But as Aaron mentioned, other providers have now started to launch, put their own apps on it, and they're also able to use it the same. The other interesting thing about that phone, though, is we actually have a hybrid mode on that, where if you need to, if there's a function that's not on your app, you can actually flip out of that app and go to just the normal poly-SIP phone experience. So things like group paging that may not be in the app, you can do that because we've kind of combined the best of both worlds,
Gotcha.
which we really like. And so that phone's been a hit. Again, kind of in that enterprise, the knowledge worker space where you want touchscreen and kind of the coolest phone you can get. That's a phone.
Yeah. The CCX is definitely a cool phone. So now, tell me about the Edge series. What type of customer avatar businesses did they fit? Who do they cater to? Or who were they in mind to catering to when it was manufactured and designed is really what I wanted to know.
So the Edge, it's called the Edge B series. B is in business or basic, this is the first of kind of a couple models. It was really built more on the low end of the price points, with the idea that you just want a basic phone that, and when we designed it, it was really to get into kind of low price sensitive markets. So we thought of CALA and Latin America. We thought of Eastern Europe and Asia. And then as we sort of rolled it out, we found that, even in North America and in Western Europe, there's still a lot of people just in the mind that, I need a basic phone for basic spaces and I need buttons. I don't want anything fancy. And so it's really just built to fit that little niche of what's a good phone.
All right, so moving on to my next question. Are there any new features, devices, or anything that's coming out around the corner that you guys are at liberty to share or would like to share with the groups?
That's one for Clint.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff in the works, and I won't get into all of that, but I will say probably our biggest area that we've been innovating in is what can we do for better meeting equality. And so what we're trying to do, especially like in conference rooms, we're trying to continue to evolve and figure out how can we take a room full of people and have intelligence enough in our cameras to be able to pick out not just one person, but multiple people in that room.
I got you.
And then how can we get their full-size images to the other side? Because half the people are always remote. And so you've seen some things. We demonstrated a few things at Enterprise Connect. You'll see some more announcements coming out on that in the future as we work with both what we're doing as we work with partners that take advantage of that technology that basically, again, how do we make everyone equal in those meetings, including the people in the room as well as those remotely?
That's actually really cool. So that sounds like it's kind of bordering on the edge of some artificial intelligence to some degree.
It's 100%
within
using
the systems, to be able to do that, to be able to decipher that data and then collect it and then reorganize it. That's actually really cool.
And it 100% uses machine learning AI techniques to do it. 100%.
That's what I figured. So final question in closing. To any of our viewers that are watching this video that are currently in the market for new IP phones but maybe on the fence about making the move to poly, is there anything in particular you'd like to say to them?
I would just say that, hey, we're heavily invested in this area and we continue to invest in it. You're going to you've seen some new products come out, things like the Rove decked handset, which we think is really cool, and the Edge B we've talked about, and the CCX, and there's more coming. And we know as a lot of the partners have been out there, have been suffering as we have through supply challenges. And I know they're kind of like, I want a poly phone, but it's the wait times are long. I said, just stick with us. Things are getting better. We've identified some new components for some of our phones. They're going to help us build more of them, and you're going to see a lot more out there. And bear with us, and you won't be disappointed because we think we got some awesome stuff.
Awesome,
Rich. I just want to say there's a few things that I talk about to almost every partner. One of those is our relationship with Microban, which is providing an antimicrobial technology, and we're integrating that into all of the plastics of our VVX devices, our CCX devices, almost almost any plastic that you see from Poly. So that's a really big relationship, especially coming out of COVID. The concern, I've talked to several partners here about it today, the concern about my customers are concerned, about going back to work and multiple employees touching the same device. This really helps with that concern. And then we talk about the stuff that we've been really good at all along with our acoustic fence technology. So using a desktop phone really takes that whole experience next level with acoustic fence and our HD voice, which is just really bar none better than anybody else.
Yeah, you guys HD voice, and I've said that in many of my video reviews, is everybody's got HD voice. Yay-Link's got it, Fanville's got it, but then there's Poly HD voice. I've said that in many review videos. So
definitely a differentiator. Yeah,
it really is.
And some of it again is it's not always the codec, but it's the speaker quality, and it's the components that you use inside the box, and that's where Poly really will differentiate and shine over just about anything else.
Well, I want to thank both of you for answering these questions for me, not only just for me, but also for my viewers that watch the channel that really like Poly and want to learn more information. And I just hope you guys enjoy the rest of your event, and also special thank you from us for sending us the things you do for us to review on the channel. The products we review, the headsets, the phones, for our viewers to learn more. So thanks again for coming.
You too, Prince. Thank you.
Take care.